This video is for educational and informational purposes only. It is not financial, tax, or legal advice. Every situation is different, so please speak with a licensed financial advisor before making decisions about your own retirement. Now, let's get into it. Two people retire on the exact same day, with the exact same amount of money in the bank. One of them spends the next 20 years traveling, relaxed, never once checking their balance out of fear. The other runs out of money by 78. Same income, same savings, same Social Security check. So what actually separated them? It wasn't luck. It wasn't the stock market. It was a handful of small, boring, almost invisible decisions, made years before either of them ever stopped working. In the next 15 minutes, we're breaking down 10 of those decisions, the quiet mistakes that drain retirement wealth without ever feeling like mistakes at all. We'll cover when to claim Social Security, how spousal and survivor benefits actually work, why the old 4% withdrawal rule is no longer considered safe, how a single locked account can cost you decades of growth, the free money most employees leave on the table, why concentration and fees silently eat away at a portfolio, the one healthcare number almost nobody sees coming, and the tax rules, including one buried inside the IRS code that can quietly cost you tens of thousands of dollars if nobody ever explains them to you. Stick around until the end, because mistake number 9 is the one that catches even people who did everything else right. Most people believe retirement is a savings problem. Hit the number, and you're safe. That belief is the trap. Reaching your savings target isn't the finish line, it's the starting line. Every decision after that point, when you claim benefits, how you withdraw, how you handle taxes and healthcare, determines whether your money lasts 30 years or 12. Retirees don't usually go broke because they didn't save enough. They go broke because of what happened after the saving was done. Mistake number 1 is claiming Social Security the moment you're allowed to. Age 62 is when it becomes available, and for millions of people, it's the day they claim it without a second thought. But if your full retirement age is 67, claiming at 62 locks in a permanent 30% cut to your monthly check for life. If you live into your 80s, which is increasingly normal, that early decision can quietly cost tens of thousands of dollars over your lifetime. Social Security is the one part of your retirement that's guaranteed and inflation adjusted. Shrinking it early is trading a raise every year for a smaller paycheck forever, and most people sign that away without ever running the numbers. Mistake number 2 is ignoring spousal and survivor benefits. A couple retires, both claim individually, never really discussing how the two benefits interact. Years later, one spouse passes away and the survivor doesn't keep both checks. In most cases, the smaller benefit disappears completely, leaving them on a fraction of the household income they'd planned around. A lower-earning spouse can potentially claim up to half of their partner's full benefit, and a surviving spouse can inherit up to the full amount the deceased was receiving, depending on timing. Delaying the higher earner's claim doesn't just grow their own check, it grows the safety net for whoever ends up living longer. Most couples plan this like 2 separate accounts. It's one household system. Mistake number 3 is treating Social Security as a standalone decision, separate from Medicare and taxes. In 2026, that gap is costing people directly. The Social Security cost of living adjustment this year is 2.8%. Medicare Part B premiums jumped 9.7%. For a lot of retirees, the entire annual raise in their Social Security check was swallowed by their Medicare premium increase alone, before they spent $1 on anything else. Your claiming age, your Medicare costs, your tax bracket, and your withdrawal rate all move together. Optimizing one piece while ignoring the rest is how the plan quietly breaks. Mistake number 4 is assuming the old withdrawal rules still apply. For 30 years, retirees were told to withdraw 4% of their portfolio a year, adjust for inflation, and the money would last 3 decades. That rule was built in the 1990s, in a very different economic environment, with different bond yields and different market valuations. The newest research from Morningstar puts the safe starting withdrawal rate closer to 3.9%, not because retirees got worse at planning, but because the underlying math has genuinely shifted. On a $1 million portfolio, that gap sounds tiny, just $1,000 a year. But that's not really the point. The bigger danger isn't the percentage at all, it's the order the returns arrive in. Fidelity modeled 2 identical portfolios, same withdrawals, same average return over 30 years. The only difference was which years were good and which were bad. When the good years came first, the portfolio grew past $3 million. When the bad years came first, the exact same average return the money ran out in 27 years. That's called sequence of returns risk, and it's one of the least understood threats in retirement planning. A rigid withdrawal number, applied blindly regardless of what the market is doing in a given year, is how nest eggs quietly collapse years earlier than anyone expects. Mistake number 5 is rating retirement accounts before it's time. Retirement accounts exist to support you after you stop working, but when life gets expensive, that locked account starts to look like an easy answer. Pull money from a traditional IRA or 401k before age 59 and a half, and you pay ordinary income tax on it, plus a 10% early withdrawal penalty. Even certain Roth withdrawals can trigger taxes if they don't meet the qualifying rules. Financial planners increasingly call retirement accounts the funds of last resort, touched only after your emergency fund and other savings are exhausted. Because money pulled out early doesn't just disappear from today's balance. It disappears from every year of compounding it would have earned for the next 20 or 30 years. Mistake number 6 is leaving free money on the table. Employer 401k matching is literally free money, yet a striking number of employees contribute less than the match requires, or skip it entirely. This shows up even among wealthy investors who assume they can earn more elsewhere and decide to skip the match. But there's no other investment that guarantees an instant 50 to 100% return the moment you contribute. Skipping it isn't a neutral choice, it's turning down guaranteed money every single paycheck for years. Mistake number 7 is putting too many eggs in one basket. After years of watching one stock or one sector perform well, confidence builds, and that confidence is exactly what makes concentration risk dangerous. Putting too much of a portfolio into a single stock, sector, or asset class creates risk that has nothing to do with how good the investment is, and everything to do with what happens if it isn't. True diversification spreads exposure across asset classes, sectors, and sometimes non-correlated assets that don't move in lockstep with the stock market. Retirees don't just need growth, they need stability. Because a portfolio funding withdrawals every year doesn't have the luxury of waiting out a 10-year recovery. Mistake number 8 is ignoring the quiet cost of fees. A 1% fee sounds insignificant, the kind of number people glance past on a statement. But charged every year, it compounds against you the same way returns compound for you, just in reverse. Over 20 or 30 years, the gap between a low-cost and a high-fee portfolio can total hundreds of thousands of dollars in lost growth, even with identical investment performance. High expense ratios, advisor fees, and product charges rarely get reviewed once they're set up. They just sit there, quietly compounding against the account. Mistake number 9 is underestimating healthcare costs. And this is the one that catches almost every new retiree off guard. According to Fidelity's newest 2026 estimate, a 65-year-old retiring this year should expect to spend an average of $185,500 on healthcare over the course of retirement. For a married couple retiring at the same time, that combined figure climbs to $371,000. That number jumped 7.5% in a single year, the sharpest increase in years, driven by rising medical prices and the growing cost of managing chronic conditions. And here's the part that shocks people. This is the cost with Medicare already factored in. 54% of pre-retirees incorrectly believe Medicare will simply cover their health care needs. It doesn't. Premiums, deductibles, copays, and prescriptions still add up to nearly 6 figures per person. And that doesn't even include long-term care, which someone turning 65 today has close to a 70% chance of eventually needing. One industry estimate goes even further. A healthy 65-year-old couple may need up to 84% of their lifetime Social Security benefits just to cover healthcare costs alone. Not travel, not hobbies, just staying healthy. Healthcare has to be budgeted for as seriously as housing or food, because for most retirees, it eventually costs more than both combined. And this isn't a distant, one-time expense you pay at retirement and forget about. It grows every single year you're alive, often faster than your Social Security check does, which is exactly why so many retirement plans that looked solid on paper start to strain the moment reality sets in. Mistake number 10 is poor tax planning in the withdrawal years, and it touches everything else on this list. Many retirees withdraw without any coordination: a traditional IRA 1 year, a taxable account the next, which can push them into a higher bracket and increase how much of their Social Security becomes taxable. There's also a required minimum distribution rule that trips people up. Starting at age 73 or 75, depending on your birth year, the IRS forces you to withdraw a minimum amount from traditional retirement accounts every year, whether you need the money or not. Miss that deadline or withdraw too little, and the IRS charges a penalty of 25% of the amount you should have taken, reduced to 10% if you correct it within 2 years on top of the regular income tax you already owe. And Medicare premiums themselves are income-based, so a large withdrawal in 1 year, even a well-intentioned Roth conversion, can trigger higher Medicare costs the following year, a surcharge most retirees never hear about until the bill shows up. Anyone still working while claiming benefits before full retirement age faces a real cost too. In 2026, earning above $24,480 means Social Security withholds $1 in benefits for every $2 earned above that line, and the threshold rises to $65,160 in your full retirement age year. Interestingly, Roth accounts are exempt from this required withdrawal rule during the original owner's lifetime, which is one reason many advisors encourage moving some traditional savings into a Roth well before this age arrives, converting a little at a time in low-income years rather than being forced into a large taxable withdrawal all at once later on. The retirees who keep the most of what they've built aren't the ones with the biggest balances. They're the ones who coordinate withdrawals across taxable, tax-deferred, and Roth accounts deliberately, spreading income across years instead of letting the tax bill decide for them. Look back at all 10 of these, and a pattern shows up. None of them are about being reckless, and none of them are about bad luck. They're about treating retirement as one single moment the day you stop working instead of what it actually is, a 30-year system with dozens of interlocking parts. Social Security talks to Medicare. Medicare talks to taxes. Taxes talk to your withdrawal rate. And your withdrawal rate talks to market timing you can't control. The retirees who avoid these mistakes aren't smarter or luckier than anyone else. They just stopped treating each decision as separate and started treating it as one connected plan. The version of you standing at the finish line, savings account full, still has 10 or 15 major decisions left to make correctly. Every mistake on this list is avoidable, not with more money, but with more coordination, a claiming strategy that accounts for your spouse, a withdrawal plan that bends with the market instead of breaking against it, a tax strategy that spreads income instead of dumping it into one bracket, and a healthcare budget that's realistic instead of hopeful. If this broke down something you've been putting off thinking about, that's exactly the point. Subscribe for more breakdowns like this one, because the next video might be the one decision that saves you tens of thousands of dollars down the road.